Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going down? Um, I am live again. I know it's been a minute. Um, I want to see if this is going to show up at all because there have been some issues when it comes to my channel. Yes, I see you when it comes. All right, I see I'm on. So, as I get this straight, let me let the brothers know. I'm on now. Just click the link or the video link that I sent. Okay, I see what you got to do. This it's becoming ridiculously difficult to share um to share your stuff um using StreamYard and other things, right? All right, and so it just is what it is. It is what it is. So I see your messages are on okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do it like this. YouTube has kind of made things, and Facebook has kind of made things a little bizarre. Now, I'm going to say this. My channels were under attack again. And so what I did was I just made them private. All right. And somebody is, and they're not even, what's happening is YouTube is making policy in order to use new policy that they make to take down people's old videos. All right. And they're using medical reasoning now. If you say anything about, the poison that the establishment and people want people to put in their bodies, because everything is bought out by corporations, so to speak. But anyway, that's what I'm going to say about that. Can't say what y'all know what it is. Y'all know what we've been through. All right. You all know what we've been through. All right. And now is now about what they're trying to hide, and is particularly about the people that they are trying to silence. Okay. Hold on for a second. Live now! Exclamation point. What amazes me, what amazes me is um is the lack of support that we're getting from other brothers when it comes to telling the truth. And so this is going to be a very informative video. All right. And it's going to be informative for the people that are going to watch because I have some nuggets. And I'm not talking about these dudes nuggets of truth. I'm talking about practical nuggets, like how to escape. These dudes always come up with some facetious crap, right? But I'm talking about how we get out of here. All right. How we get out of here. Um, and it's getting real, right? I'm going to talk about some of the things that I'm dealing with um, here in Colombia. Um, and the reason why, and I'm gonna keep it honest, right? I'm not going to give you the Hollywood version of things in the hopes that I get sucker views. And that's what I call them, sucker views, right? All right. So let me say this. When I click these links, and I'm gonna have to do it differently now. Let me see something real quick. If I go to my messenger, all right, because what they're doing is they're kind of making things. All right, let's see. Ah, okay, there it is. All right. So on Facebook, on Facebook, there's a lot of work that the established they can't stop us, right? But what they're trying to do is make sure that many people don't get to see you by blocking how you share the information. In other words, especially for people that are shadow banned, all right? And the shadow banning of people that spread information that's usable, all right, is intentional. Hey, brother, I'm doing my live from Colombia right now, so I've been doing fine. All right, it's intentional. So as we break this down, all right, as we break this down, we're going to start cutting across a bunch of stuff, right? When I tell you they've been trying to F us over in the worst way, brothers, brethren, let me tell you that they've been trying to F us over in the worst way. And it is easy for them to do it for this reason. All right. It's easy for them to do it for this reason. When it comes down to what's going on and stuff like that, what I'm noticing is when I go to these groups and click on the video, right? If I put it in a certain way, it goes through effectively. If I put it on Facebook first, it seems to be a problem. All right. And so, in order to share stuff with people, you have to do it painstakingly. Hold on. And the thing is, hold on. You can't really, okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's see how how they do this. Yeah, they make it so that you cannot really share messages anyway. All right. So we're going to try to figure out a way to get around this. We're going to try to figure out a way to get around this. All right. So as we're saying, so as we get down to it, let's get down to this. Now, there's a lot of SH going on, and it doesn't pay a brother to stay around in such a toxic environment. All right. Now, we got David, but hey, what's up, Backwoods Rider? What's up, David? Okay, here we go. All right, and so look like I'm gonna have to do this kind of the hard way. Hold on, to make sure the brothers are getting this. Because the other thing that you have to do, you got to start. You got to start the video before you can give people stuff. All right. So there's a reason why the BW should be left alone. All right. We ain't even playing about this, right? And if after the stuff that I show you here, if you don't get it after the things that I'm about to show you here, if you don't get it, then you ain't trying to get it. All right. And if you don't get it, you're going to get got. Trust me, y'all. If you don't get this now, you're going to get got later. All right. Um, if you can, if you can, please share this video with others. Please share this video with others, because this is going to be very important. All right, this is going to be very important. And basically, the other thing is that when we're warning brothers about some things, we need to leave the simps and all the rest of that stuff alone. All right. In the US, if you have a child, I want y'all to understand this. In the US, if you have a child, that child is at risk at being under attack. And the risk is coming. All right. The risk is coming because the community is opening our children up to these attacks. The community is. And how they're doing it is with weakness. They won't stand up for children. They continue to stand up to have the BW worshipped. All right. And I'll show you that. We're going to rip apart one of these simps. I'm just taking a moment for a few more people to get in here, and then we're going to get started. And we're going to start with this court case that I want y'all to remember. And the thing about this court case, all right, the thing about this court case is that many brothers, many brothers won't get it, and many brothers will stand on the sideline and try to cape for the kind of BS. All right, they will kind of cape for the kind of BS that they say we're supposed to put up with. And we as men, in scripture, it says that we are not supposed to give our strength to a woman, nor our ways to that which destroy kings. All right. And the Most High was telling us that the BW, if you give her your strength, if you confide in her as if she was a man, she will destroy you. Maybe not immediately, but y'all are seeing, y'all are, oh, I hope y'all are waking up and seeing some of this, right? Now, one of the things that I want to do as I present some stuff is I want y'all to see something. Okay, let's go to my desktop. All right. I don't know which one I want to show first. All right. Let's start with the Ebony versus Ayana. Let's go from simple to serious. Let's go from simple to serious, right? And if y'all want to pop in and as we address this, let's start with these two things first. All right, let's start with these two things first, and then I will allow a panel to come through. And y'all know who we're not going to have on the panel. All right. I'm not going to deal with any agents on the panel. So if I consider you an agent against Afro men as a whole, then hang it up. Don't even bother to come in if you're coming in as agents against Afro men. And I'm talking about good ones. We're not talking about the Pookies and Ray Rays. All right. We're not talking about the ones that don't care, the ones that don't care about the community. As a matter of fact, they're not welcome for the fact that they don't care about the community. All right. I said before that many ABWs see they're weaponized against the Afro man. All right. They're weaponized against the Afro man. All right. And they get to do it with a level of impunity. We'll go with this one first.
You.
All right. So we'll go with this one first. Would you date a bus driver? All right. And the reason why we're going to go with this one first is we all know or kind of know things, but I want to talk about the mentality here. Okay? I want to talk about the mentality here. All right. And this is why I do not invite ABWs to come on. Now they could come and listen. This is why I don't invite them in our groups. This is why I don't invite them to speak. Hey, what's up, USMC vet? All right. And Mr. Pirate said, oh, you made it on Mr. Pirate Brain. All right. So I want y'all to understand what's going on here.
If he owns the bus, if he owns it, if he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the...
Now, did y'all hear that? She would have her little stash over on the side in her prenup. All right. She would have her stash over on the side in her prenup. I want y'all to take a look at that. Listen at that. All right. What happened is, because I've been giving y'all facts and what's going on, and I've been doing it without, if you notice the way I use my platform, I don't use fancy equipment because I don't want you distracted by the equipment. I don't use fancy mics. I just want to be heard and be heard clearly, right? And so what's happening is that because of this, I don't want you to feel like that the purpose here is to entertain you. All right. This is to inform you, not entertain you. And this is so that we can stay informed as Afro men. All right. All these new platforms popping up. All right. All these new platforms popping up. If y'all notice, these platforms that started popping up, most of the data in their came from a few of us, myself, Tommy Sotomayor, Rick Scorpio, Mad Bus Driver. And then what they did, the people that's stealing all these ideas and without wanting to give credit, all right, what they decided to do is destroy the channels of these men. All right. So what happens is people thought Ayanna was saying some things. I want y'all to hear this. And what she was saying was just as toxic as what Ebony was saying. In other words, no one was speaking to good Afro men. And what Ayanna said went over everyone's head. All right. Now, how did it go over everyone's head? And see, a lot of dudes are going to miss this because I'm not here to entertain. All right. I told people what was happening with my other channel. I had informed them, y'all, if you want to hear what I have to say on things, especially since I'm telling you straight, especially when I call things out and they are happening as I called them out. All right. So if you really want to hear about what's really going on, follow me on this particular channel, because I knew they were going to attack the other two channels because it's what they do. They go after my name. They wait until it gets to close to 5,000 subscribers, and then in a week, they'll put 3 strikes on it for some frivolous stuff that the computer okays, and that channel is down. Why are they all these dudes in suits popping up trying to be Kevin Samuels, to include Kevin Samuels? Why don't they fear them as much as they fear somebody like myself, Tommy Sotomayor? The Tates? All right. And that's because we catch the stuff like this. Notice what Ayanna said. She would put her own money and use his to the side. This is what makes her she has never been an advocate for good men. She has taught the same toxic behavior to ABWs as all the rest of the ABWs. Understand what she said. She said she would take her money, put it to the side, make him sign a prenup. Nobody wants to marry her. And that's why she's single, probably. Listen again.
I'd build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver.
So she can't build with a bus driver. She's no better than Ebony. Talking about, I'm speaking for the working men. No, you're not. All right. And this is something everybody misses. In scripture, there is no your money as a woman when you come into a relationship when the man is your husband. There is no your money. He is in charge of everything, to include whatever you make, whatever the Caucasian man is giving you, he's in charge of that. Whatever he's making, he's in charge of that. This is what the so-called we men have lost sight of. All right. In the Philippines, you can give that woman, like back in the day, like how you could do an Afro woman. In the Philippines, you could give that woman the check, your American money, and she'll stretch it. All right. I'm gonna point something else out about the Philippines. Let me do this, because this thing keep doing some strange stuff. I'm gonna point something else about the Philippines. So you could do this. All right. You give the Filipina your money. She'll stretch it, this, that, and the other. If she want to give money to her family, she will ask, can my family have some money? They don't come in with, this is my money, this is your money. All right. They don't come in with that garbage. This is my money, and this is your money. All right. So now I'm going to invite people on to speak to this as well, right? And we're going to stay on the topic of these videos I'm putting up in here, because there's a doozy that I'm putting up next that I want to discuss, right? So understand, in the Philippines, they don't have this. My money, your money. The money is for the home, right? And what makes dudes tired is they keep asking, can you help my family out? This, that, and the other. If they take your money, it's called stealing. All right. I'm here in Colombia right now. All right. And there's some things going on in Colombia. But once you get away from the BWs in Colombia that have that BW mentality of the ones in the US, all right, because you got those here too. The thing is, you got still some that are down for their culture here, more so than that of the US. All right, let me let this play through so you can catch some other stuff.
So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just.
All right, now understand the reason why they're trying to change is their toxicity is not working for them. They don't give a damn about what works for the family. Their toxicity is not working for them. I want you to understand what she's saying. All right. And understand it to be toxicity. What's up, young boy 24? Understand it to be toxicity. All right. And why do I say that? I say that because of this reason. For a long time, she's been trying to bridge the gap to get the men to come into a hostile environment that she knows is destructive to men, where the women can do anything they want and still divorce. And then they figure they can con other men to reconcile with the women that just divorced, and so on and so forth, so that the women will always have company, at least until Pookie and Ray Ray get out of prison. The ones that they really love. See, we're not really understanding hey, what's up, Daniels? We're not really understanding the real hatchet job that is being done on the men. And in many of these cases, they are allied with their weak-minded sons that they groomed to be against men. All right. Now, there's one other video I would like to show. And if anyone wants to pop in, hold on. If anyone wants to pop in, they could pop in now. And we're going to talk about this and discuss what you think you missed. All right. And then if anybody pops in, I want you to address the next video. I want you to understand something. And we talk about this all the time, like what really happens. All right. And a lot of times we don't address what really happens. Let me see something. Nope, not. I don't want to do that. Hold on, let me see something. I'm trying to see something. Okay, before I put this up, how do you? Hold on for a second. I'm trying to figure out how to put some up. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I have to do it like this. All right. I don't see how to do this. But anyway, I'm still trying to use Instagram, but I don't know how to use it. All right. So y'all get this, right? So what's up, young boy 24? So y'all get this. So this is what we have. All right. And so these women were never on our side. We've had nothing but agents after agents after agents after agents. All right. We have had nothing but agents after agents after agents after agents. Hold on for a second. Let's get rid of this one. All right. So here's a panderer. All right. And this is why these women have these dudes like this on their shows. All right, I want y'all to understand. This dude say women have more to lose from divorce. Listen to what he has to say.
This comes up all the time.
Aaron said, not
Aaron
Campbell.
Where men are saying I see this every day in the comments. The reason why men are no longer seeking to get married in droves is because they believe that they have so much more to lose.
It's not true.
Am I wrong? You see this?
I mean, not in the comments, but I've definitely
As a general matter.
Yeah, as a general matter.
Rico?
Any man with money, yes, he does. I don't care what clinical scientist has to say about that.
Okay, but that's assuming
We
that
know
it's.
no, we know this.
Maybe
Maybe if we take all men in general, because not again, 85% of this country does not make $100,000 a year, so I can understand. But if we take people who make money, only 5% of women make over six figures.
That's such a small
that's
percentage
assuming
of
the
people,
type
though.
of relationship
just-
where a
I'm
man
just
makes
talking
like
to my
a
bracket.
significantly amount more than a
I'm talking
woman.
to my
And we're also only talking about money. There's way more to lose than just
What about
money.
the custody?
business.
So
The kids.
when a man or woman get divorced, in most cases, the women tend to have a higher rate of custody of the children, right?
Which is unfortunate.
So that means that at any time she wants to go out, have some alone time, or go on vacation, and etc., she got to figure out what babysitting looks like. Secondly, your social circle and your support network tend to shame single moms. We've seen it all over social media. It's their main attack. You're a single mom, so something is wrong with you. Third,
Okay. Now, here's the problem with his argument. All right. So he says single moms, but he says women have more to lose in a divorce. All right. And that's not true because many women don't come into a marriage with more than the man does. Period. All right. These people are trying to bend everything to worship women. That's why I can't stand the Mother's Day. All right. The thing is, it goes like this. Men have more to lose because when you say you lose, you got to say, well, what did you come with? All right. And so basically, just getting with a woman right off the bat siphons a man in a way it does not siphon a woman. All right. One of the weirdest things. All right, y'all remember the last time I was here? I was here with a girlfriend from Detroit. All right. So let me tell you how that went. It didn't go real smoothly for me because there was a lot of stuff I had to give up. My space, how I organize for what I do, right? Now, she tried helping a little bit and it was cool. Um, I lost the ability in the compromise to go where I wanted to go to eat when I wanted to go to eat, and I didn't mind that. Okay, I really didn't mind that at all. All right, but in the end, she broke it off, talking about I don't think I feel safe with you anymore because I got into an argument with her stepmom, not her real mom. Me and her real mom was cool. Me and her father was cool. But see, her stepmom was married to her father, was trying to get into my business, and I wasn't letting that happen. I saw her as someone that was very toxic and evil. So I kept her at arm's length, right? And not only that, I was very clear on what things meant, right? And and I told her to her face, I don't address you. Oh, because I'm a woman? Exactly. You're not her mother and you're not her father. All right. And when y'all know me, I'm direct. And when I went here, I was like, I don't care if she gets mad and don't want a relationship anymore because I wouldn't kowtow to a woman that's not her mom. All right. But she wanted peace for somebody that we didn't plan to live with. What's up, Daniel? So she wanted me to make peace with somebody she didn't plan to live with and that she argues with. Understand this? Because at the end of the day, her side is the other woman's side because she's a Black woman. All right. So she didn't bring anything in the relationship for any period of time that enhances my relationship or enhances what I do. It was a loss. All right. But it was a loss when we split for me. So I did lose some things, but I didn't lose much. I lost some things. All right. Almost lost a lot of money for a trip we were supposed to make. All right. And so she brought nothing, absolutely nothing to me that I didn't have when she got here. And as a matter of fact, she came to me is because it was I that helped her more. All right. So this is just a relationship. Imagine if we would have gotten married. She would have tried to come after half of my income, even though she didn't bring anything like that to enhance it. Most BWs try to con you into thinking that the majority of them are millionaires and six-figure women. Because one year, some simp gave them a lot of money on Instagram as an insta-thug. I'm going to call it an insta-thug. A thought versus the garden tool. All right. So go in there like that. They're there. And they do this stuff. All right. And they come on, they do this stuff, and they want you to elevate them. But for what? All right. Now, here's the other thing. So when men say they have more to lose, when men say When men say we have more to lose, that's because we actually love the children. So when you take our seed away from her, see, understand what he's saying. He's saying exactly why you shouldn't give women children.
Finances, your favorite subject. Men make on average 6 times more money than women. So that means this divorced woman has less income and more responsibilities when you tie in with the children.
Okay. So he's looking at money and responsibilities, right? But here is the thing, and this is why the men lose. The men wanted the children. The men didn't want the divorce. The women chose the divorce and then took everything from the man that the man wanted. The women who didn't bring anything into the relationship took things from the relationship. So if they're going to take the children, they're going to take they're going to be responsible for them. But what we're seeing is they're finding a way not to raise the children at all. It's still about them because they're not raising the children. The TV is, and they keep hounding the man for money. If he make more, they want to take more. All right, and so responsibility is a thing that men like. So what did they do? They stole that from him too, because he wanted the responsibility for raising his seed. This dude don't get it because he's a simp raised by a single mommy, right? Trying to advocate for some stuff, trying to be on some shows. That's all that is about. This dude is trying to be on some shows. All right. To support women that act more like vampires towards us. Seeking her white knight and destroying every Afro one in the process. Just so she can have plausible deniability. All right. But brothers, it gets worse. Let's take a look at something else. This is how the Caucasian persuasion see it.
Author of the book How to Date and Marry the Right Black Woman, a white man's perspective on which black women to pursue and marry. Here is what he had to say in his book.
A black woman who won't compromise or won't at least meet you halfway in disagreements isn't a woman you want to enter into a relationship with. This type of woman is flawed. In several of my past relationships, I dated black women who presented themselves as perfect angels until we disagreed. Inspired reading she-devils, okay? These women have a false belief that if men don't fall at their feet when they're trying to get their way, they're wrong. They're the wrong men for them. Or those men are controlling men. I'm trying to make them slaves, right? These women let the media convince them that they're supposed to run things in the relationship. And this woman has a difficult time submitting to a man in any way. You're willing to risk the entire relationship in order to not own up to being wrong. A woman with this kind of mindset can't take any responsibility and will ultimately blame you for every problem that comes up in the relationship. The need to be right. A sign language. It need to be right. They don't just put it on us. Sticking your...
Y'all get it? Even the Caucasian seeing them, as you say, to be a she-devil. All right, even the Caucasian man. All right, I'm not making this stuff up. They wrote that in a book, right? Now, when you see all of that, when you see all of that, and when you see these Caucasian men speaking to this, all right, then you know that the problem is making it. All right, the link is up if you want to pop in. The problem is bigger, right? Around stand bigger than the B dub, because this mentality in the United States to just do anything so long as it benefits them is, yeah, that's Aaliyah. That's Aaliyah. In the movie, dang, I forgot the name of the movie. It'll come. Right? But anyway, and so that's basically it. And so you got a lot of people thinking that worship, 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 worship. So how many, pay attention to this. How many of you remember this case?
I've only met
Would
my
you
little brother.
have a relationship with this man?
I'm not really sure. I can't respect someone talking so much harmful to my mother.
I didn't want to do that.
The lab, because of the sensitivity of this issue, ran the results are as follows.
Now, I want y'all to understand something. This woman did something that was so heinous, right? But everybody clapped when he said, I'm not going to tolerate no man talking about my mama. He told the exact truth about the mama. All right. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. His mentality of this is his job, not to stand up for what's right, but to protect his mama at all costs. And then the women in the background, you see, it's mainly women. They all clap, right? How many remember this?
In the case of Manser versus C, as it pertains to 20-year-old Dylan Sear, Mr. Man, you are not
Oh, God.
his father.
Oh, man.
All right. So we got this.
I remember that
Thanks
episode.
back, right. Thanks back with riders. All right. So remember, we kept saying that the women turn the sons into the enemies of the fathers. And that's why this is why women should not get custody of the children. The man does not weaponize the children against the mother. It is very rare for a man to weaponize a child against the mother. And in the same token, it is very rare for a mom, especially a BW, to not weaponize. In most cases, especially in this new toxic generation that we live in now, right? They weaponize the sons against the fathers. This is why when they take you to child support court, you just chop it up to the game, pay your child support, and leave her the hell alone. All right. She wanted to go there, the courts to enforce you to be a slave. Okay, just be a financial one, but don't be a fool one. Understanding that are you working harder? But at the end of the day, if you keep the payments up, All right, you can still remain a free man. All right, you don't go see her, don't do anything. That's my recommendation, because they will weaponize the children against you. Y'all know I lived through that. All right, and most women do this, and the vast majority of women in the BC, the so-called black community, do it. All right, this works. Watch.
5 years in prison.
He did 5 years in prison.
Sorry, bro.
He did 5 years in prison.
This is why. This is why I did what I did.
But this is
and acted.
nothing I made up. The lab did
You
it.
made it all up.
No, I did not.
Well, those results
I
apparently
don't
are
know
made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh my God.
This is clearly the most shocking news we've ever gotten in this court.
Oh my God. She should be convicted of some crime.
Okay, now let me give you what happened here. So that you remember this, right?
Yeah.
So let me give you what happened. So this woman came into court with a DNA test from another laboratory, right? He never did a DNA test. All right. So he's like, I don't remember taking a DNA test. All right. So what she did was she said she got some of his DNA, went and took it to the lab. Bada boom, bada bing, he's the father. Now, pay attention to this. Oh, this gets crazier too.
I should not. I didn't.
Mr.
fraud.
Manson, Mr. Manson,
That is
I
fraud.
know you're upset. I know it's overwhelming. I need a moment with Dylan because I want to make sure he understands. Do you want to find out who your father is?
Of course.
Miss Sear, do you know
Yes, ma'am.
who his father is?
Yes, I talk to him still.
Listen,
Get away from my son.
he apologized.
And under another breath, he's calling me a liar.
You cannot stand there.
Now I want y'all to understand this. They practically booed the man for standing up for himself. And now that they find out that this woman faked a DNA test, making him think that he's this boy's father, and that his real father, was talking to, made this man do 5 years in the penitentiary with murderers and stuff. All right, this woman did this to this man. And what I want you to pay attention to, we should be familiar with the story, but I want you to pay attention to two things: the reaction of the son against the man, and then the crowd against the man, and how everybody is silent and not calling the woman to task.
And really suggest that you cannot comprehend why this man would not have any type of ill feeling, frustration, or regret as it relates to anything involving you. 5 years in prison. And then I say, do you know who your son's father is? And you say, yes, I'm still in touch with him. That is
All right. Now, here's the thing. All this stuff is just like the political arena. It's all for show. And it's all for show for this reason. All right. I want y'all to pay attention. This is why we got to escape the matrix. This is why we have to get out. All right. Now, this is the first part of tonight's thing. All right. The next part I'm going to talk about is where to go. All right. Who got good plans? Who got good good places to go that is not the United States, that you can have somewhat of a better life. All right. And so that's going to be this next part coming up. But I want to address this real quick. We need to stop tolerating simps and everything because of stuff like that. These women have been setting men up for eons and a day with no repercussions, and there are still no laws to hold them accountable for lying and doing that while they're getting it on with their jailbird. This woman robbed this man of money, put him in prison for someone she knew wasn't his dad. Now, let me tell you something. This is what I think happened. She went and got a DNA test, right? Knowing that the real dad was the dad. Understand this. So she went in, got the sample from the real dad, but then wrote his name, wrote in the other man, and the results, and took that to court. What's up, young boy, 24? All right, understand, and robbed him of freedom. Go ahead.
Can I say something?
You was about to say.
Yeah. This is what I was about to say. What I was about to say is, my daughter, I was a single father, and
right,
my daughter would ask me stuff about her mother, and I never would answer it. I wouldn't lie about it, but I didn't answer nothing negative. I just say, I did lie. I said, your mother's sick, and blah, blah, blah. I never talked. I never said things that would make her have an ill feeling towards her mother, right? Now, she grows up. She's 40 now. She got a divorce, and she's with another guy. And between them, they be talking bad about my granddaughter's father. Now, look, I don't have no love lost with my granddaughter's father, because I mean he's a white dude with I think his parents were kind of racist, and they treated my daughter bad. So I don't have no problem with I don't have no love lost between me and him. But that is my granddaughter's father. And I told my daughter, you should not talk about her father like that, because you don't love him no more, but she loves her father. And then I told my daughter, I said, did you ever hear me say something bad about your mother? No. And I thought she was going to stop it. I still hear the boyfriend talking shit about him, So it's something that goes through Black women, probably all women, but I just know with my daughter, and I didn't raise her that way. But, you can't keep them off the street. Huh?
Right, but here's the thing. We're talking about the herd mentality of the women.
Exactly.
The women have brothers. They have a herd mentality. All right, especially the ABW. And this is what I mean by this herd mentality. Okay, even in they see or they think that there's some advantage to being like the ABW in the US. Right? I just told one I didn't want to be bothered with her. Right here in Barranquilla. All right. Now, the thing is, one of the things is, now we never really got together, but she was acting like she wanted to talk to her, right? This, that, and the other. But then she wanted me to buy her lunch. I was like, no. She wanted me to give her money for hair. I said no. And then I told her, it is your job to take care of your hair for me. Period.
Right.
Everything about your appearance, you're supposed to do for me. And she said, okay, I understand. And then she wanted me to do the lunch thing. And I was like, no. Right. And the reason why I said is she was the relative of a lady that braids my hair. All right. In the community that I go and cook the tacos and give the soccer balls to, I do it because of the lady, because I know she does it one, generously. All right, being generous. And what I give her is a lot for the area in which she stays, right? But she's always been hospitable. I don't, and that's the other thing. The other one, I was like, there's not really nothing between us. The only deal with us is your cousin, right? So we're close because you're your cousin, right? And her brother, we tight, right? And so basically, I told her this, and this is something that I've noticed from the so-called again, the women of Palenque is different. They are very different.
Are you
right?
talking about Brazil?
No, I'm in Colombia.
You gotta go. Oh, okay. All right.
So the women of Palenque here in Colombia, in Brazil, the women are the darker they are, the more like the B-dub in the United States they are, because they're getting their cues from them, right? And it's not doing them good. So a lot of people left them alone in Brazil. All right, and then like here in Colombia, nobody's studying. And the community is what it is because of how the women are. If
So
the
the
women
black
were
women
different, the men would.
worldwide, the black women worldwide are coming against black men.
And especially, well, here's the thing: they could do it with the American men, because the American men ain't going to come back at them, and they're going to try to use us, right? And so that's basically it. Now, most American men get used because they don't stand up for themselves. I'm not that dude.
Right.
All right. Now, with that said, there's a few women here that genuinely like me. Problem is, I met them where they work. The whole that I stay in. You see what I'm saying? And so until I go to another hotel, so there's one here. I need to take her picture tomorrow. All right, there's one here. She's very beautiful. All right, and so she got my number for WhatsApp. So she asked me for my number on WhatsApp, and so I wrote it down. And so she she asked me. So I wrote it down in my name, right? And so then there's one that worked at another hotel that liked me, and I stay at these two hotels. So I don't know how that would go. All right, I know one of the Palenque liked me, and so all I got to do is get to Cartagena, which I'm doing that next week anyway. All right, and so basically, the thing is that it's going to be easier, but it seems that if you deal with the so-called Afro community anywhere, the black women in that community are getting their cues from the black women, just like the brothers in that community are getting their cues from us. All right. It's just that
all the way in Colombia.
All the way in Colombia. The brothers they wear their clothes like we do. It's us. Right? They get their cues from us in the US. And thank TV for that. Now, with that said, you don't have to put up with the mess. Now, here's another thing I'm gonna bring up. All right, that the infrastructure, and when we talk about the hotels and stuff, here it's better once I leave the United States. Right? Now, they have cable as good as it is in the home, but as far as the hotels, especially the hotels that's going to cater to Afro people and stuff like that. All right. Here, even their cheaper hotels are better than hotels that you pay a lot more money for that's run by a certain group in the United States. All right. And I've noticed, all right, y'all notice that I didn't put up any live events or anything. And that's because the Wi-Fi was terrible in the hotels I was staying. So that's why I didn't put. That's why I haven't been putting anything up on this channel. I haven't been putting anything up on the other channel because people start attacking those channels. All right, especially the one that was close to 5,000. I keep telling you, every time everything gets close to 5,000, they look for ways to try to rip it down. All right,
Yeah.
and so what I did, and they do erroneous things to do it. All right, and so there's that. Now, okay, the thing is, we talk about why we should go, and I can't point this out more than this, and get and understand what the brother's trying to tell you, that there's some in these women that makes them want to trash us to the point of no survival, right? And so, hold on.
Yeah, but doesn't it turn out that they don't survive either?
Exactly. And they're not concerned about they're not concerned about it until after they're not concerned about it until after something happens and they're close to their demise.
So they're basically suicidal.
Well, they're not. No, they're not. They just don't see. They just don't see the follies of their ways because their vanity and greed is so overpowering that they can't see the damage that vanity and greed is causing until it's too late. Right? Think about it. They're not repentant now. They're trying to figure out any way they can to get the Afro man to stay because we are leaving them alone in droves and it's getting worse and worse for them. And so they don't know whether to try to shame us into being with them, but the more they shame us, the further it pushes us away. But then they say, oh, we love you, but we don't believe them because they lied so much. They put us in prison, put us in jail, tried to set us up, tried to take our lives, took our children, took our money, took our property, stole time again, set us up to be robbed, set us up to be robbed by the courts. All right. And so with all of that, now they're like, oh, we love you. We need you, black men. No, you don't. You said you didn't need us. And we don't need you in any facet of who we are. We don't need you.
Yeah,
and that's what they're missing.
And they're even sending their what do you call it? They're sending their attack dogs over there because this dude traveled with Paul. He's over there shaming black men over there. Have you seen this channel before? Have you?
No.
Yeah, he's over there shaming black men for going over there saying y'all messing with women that are big, just like the women in the United States. So why not just stay in the States? And he traveled all the way over there just to be able to do that.
All right, now let me say this. I would mess with a big woman here. I would mess with a big woman. I'm an Afro dude. We kind of like them that way. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit
I don't
here
have
and
a problem with it. I'm saying that's the way
I don't have a problem. But here's the thing. Hold on. No, I'm saying to that dude. So if we're messing with the same big women over there that we could have messed with over here, then what that is saying, what that should be saying to this dude is the reason why we left them alone had nothing to do with their size.
Is the attitude.
If we're messing with big women outside of the US versus the big women, then the reason why we are leaving them have nothing to do with their looks. And that's what he don't get. Or maybe he do get it. And so, yeah, we're tired of them sick dudes like that too. And so if he makes a mistake and needs some help, dudes won't help him outside of the U.S.
Yeah,
because we'll look at him as a traitor.
because he was supposed to go on Zoom to Thailand because he was talking about Chocolate Man's woman. You know, saying bad. It's like, man, you don't talk about nobody's woman like that, especially nobody that never did nothing to you. He picked a fight with the dude. So they invited him on the show. He was such a coward, he wouldn't get on their show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you can sell all them wolf tickets when you think people can't reach out and touch you. But when they can reach out and touch you, all of a sudden that all that changes, right?
Yeah, he ain't got
Right?
nothing to say.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I didn't want that one yet. All right. So yeah, it's about getting your passport easy. But I want to talk about a couple of places. All right. So now there's the problem. Hold on. Okay, let me see this one. Thailand. I think this is it.
Passport bros. You know, white men have been being passport bros for years. I mean, it's not unusual. It's just when the black men started leaving and being passport bros that, oh man, I don't know. What is it about that? Black guys, let me know what's up with that. You guys, man, when y'all started becoming passport bros, the women freaked out, man. Whoa, they're all over the internet talking trash, man, left and right. I don't know what it is. But I'll say this in Thailand now, the black guys are the rock stars now. When they walk down the street, man, they just flock on them. The white guys used to be the rock stars, but they're not anymore. They're the black guys are. And
is that Rolo Tomas?
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why they're zooming. That's why that dude is zooming to Thailand. To stop people from zooming to Thailand. All right. Because, hey, what's up, crypto? Because we like the thick women in Thailand because Afro men just like thick women. We just don't like them with bad attitudes. And so when he goes on there, when people try to make fun of us, oh, you talking to the same big women outside of the United States. Yeah. Because our taste in women haven't changed. If we like y'all's overweight behind in the US, we just don't like y'all obese.
Yeah. And the thing about it is the white boys over there, they have a problem with us because they desiring a different style of woman, you know?
Exactly.
And we actually helping because a lot of those women that was a little thick was having trouble finding men because the Thai men and the Philippine men like they women around 100, 120 pounds.
Right. And so we just a perfect counterbalance. Right. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now, here's a place to go.
Places to live and retire. Nicaragua, and by cheap I mean cheap. A lot of you guys have been asking about Costa Rica as well, and I love Costa Rica. I've been there 12 times, but it's definitely not cheap, so that's why I'm not going to include it in this series. But the process is pretty much the same. So whether you're interested in Nicaragua or Costa Rica, here's what you have to do to retire or live there. So for the retirement, you have to gain residency first, and then you can get a retirement visa. To get the retirement visa, applicants must show that they receive a minimum of 600 USD per month in permanent income. This could be Social Security, a pension, or any other type of income. To qualify, you also need to spend 180 days in Nicaragua per year minimum, have a valid passport, and obviously a clean criminal record. So the cost of living in Nicaragua is approximately 43% lower than the cost of living in the US. That is, however, not counting rent. Rent is approximately 83% less expensive than in the United States. So the average cost for a one-bedroom apartment in a large city in Nicaragua would be approximately $280 compared to a average one bedroom in the United States, which is $1,200. Those stats come from Numbeo, by the way. And a 3-bedroom apartment in Nicaragua in the city is approximately $475, and it could even be cheaper in more remote areas. Foreign residents can purchase property in Nicaragua and have 100% ownerships and full rights, which in a lot of other countries that's kind of a problem. So that's a plus for Nicaragua. However, the home buying process is a lot more tedious and complicated than in the United States, so be aware. Once you become a resident, you will be eligible for the local healthcare system. However, expats that are over there don't rate it as one of the best. There's also private healthcare, and you can find English-speaking doctors, and that has a better rating. Last but not least, I've traveled to Nicaragua 2 times. I've never felt unsafe. There's definitely
Okay. So
You
that's
stopped it?
Nicaragua.
She was getting on an important part.
She's
she was getting ready to talk about the safety.
areas that
hold on. Go back.
I've never felt unsafe. There's definitely areas that you want to avoid, but
Okay, so like every place, you know, there's areas that you just don't go to.
I mean, because Nicaragua, a few years ago, you know, they were talking about the gangs and everything. So they cleaned up that quick, or was it that they shipped them all up here to the States?
They probably shipped them all up here to the States.
And them Nicaraguan women are fine, boy.
And so, yeah. And so these are all places, because the United States is going to be very, very bad until people start fighting back for real. And I mean with pew-pews too, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be it. It's going to be that they're going to have to go against the people that's trying to take away their rights, the Dems, and it's going to be pew-pews, right? And it's going to be no holds barred. And so there is not going to be any space given for the BAW. The simps that they depended on to attack the men, they're not going to be able to save them from anything, especially because they're the ones that attacked the men that could have been the saviors, right? But they're going to be like,
no, Donald Trump today. Did you see what happened to Donald Trump?
What?
He lost that case against that.
Oh yeah, I saw that, right? Everybody Republican is going to lose against everybody Democrat, and they're going to do this because they
to go live and retire. Chiang Mai.
Okay, let me say this.
What was you saying?
And this is hold on. This is another cheap place, and this is going to be Thailand. All right, but let me say this. Brothers, you need to look to Excape and not deal with any of these women at all. It's because the Democrat women are setting up anybody that thinks outside that herd mind. The place is turning into Germany in 1939. All right, and I'm not lying. The people have the same mentality. Take away other people's rights. No thinking outside the box. And yeah, we see that these dudes are pedos and all the rest of that stuff, but we don't care because they're Democrat.
But
That is
you
German.
were saying something and you stopped. You were saying, hello? It's an echo. You were saying that you were saying that the Republicans, all of them are going to lose. Where were you going with that?
No, what I'm saying is the Democrats own the media. They own the judicial system. There is no justice in the United States anymore. All right. And so if anybody is in on any party other than Democrat, all right, they're losing all court cases, right? All court cases they're going to lose. The stuff with Trump in New York should have never happened, but it did happen because it's New York, right?
Right.
Everybody and their grandmothers could see it was a hatchet job and stuff like that. But because New Yorkers don't care because they H8 the guy, right? And that's grounds to do anything you want to understand this. If that's grounds for them to do anything they want to him, then that's grounds for them to do anything they want to do to anybody. And remember who's running the United States. The alphabet people are literally running the country. Remember, they got the laws changed where you don't know what a woman is. They got the laws changed. I mean, this is not the black struggle. They've never struggled. All right. And get the hell out of here. In less than 40 years, in their insidious plan, often using the backs of the civil rights movement, these people who have never struggled, they've always been the top tier paid in everything. In Hollywood, in any of the aesthetics, they've been at the top. They've never been at the bottom. Discrimination is what happened to Afro people. Right. And we can talk about the farms that they had during slavery. The highest paying farms that they had during slavery was the ones that had the little boys on it. All right. So these are the same 79% of the 4.6% of individuals. Think about it. There are 4.6% that identify as the alphabet crew. All these people that are being hired by these corporations are Caucasian male female wannabes.
Right.
All right. And they were, and this is what white privilege, this is the epitome of white privilege, where these dudes to do whatever they want to do in the face of anybody and get to rule over other people's children.
They can't even have children. They can't even have children.
And they get to tell you what to do with your child. Pew pew. That's what I think. Pew pew. All right. And so basically, when we look at this is why brothers just need, if we're going to find anybody decent, we have to leave, because the mentality of many in the so-called black community is so sick that they can't stand up to what we know to be wrong. On the spiritual level, we know this to be wrong. White people are standing up, but we got half the community being wusses because it is more important to have views and not get your channel taken down, this, that, and the other. This is why, if you're a righteous brother, you need to leave them alone, because the Most High has to punish this.
Right.
All right. And it's a punishment that, and so when I say we look at these places that that we could go to, right? The reason why I'm picking these places out, because they might in Thailand, you know, they got the how they call it?
The bases
the
over
lady
there.
No, they got the lady boys, but the lady boys tell you.
But the lady boys tell you they lady boys. They don't try to slip one in on you.
They tell you they lady boys, right? And so,
Yeah.
no. So now, this is why I put this up.
In Thailand. Okay, this one's pretty obvious, but I felt like I still needed to do it. My first time going there, I was a participant on the Amazing Race Canada season 5, and I fell in love. I loved it so much. Then I went back to travel there, and it's just amazing. It's pretty easy to live in Chiang Mai with a $2,000 budget per month, and you also get quality for that money. Cost of living is approximately 40% less than in major cities in the United States. And it's actually not that hard to get a retirement visa over there. To get the retirement visa, you need to be at least 50 years or older. You need to pass the criminal record check. You need a valid passport. You need to meet certain financial requirements, such as have a Thai bank account with a minimum of $24,500 in it, have a monthly income or pension plan of a minimum of $2,000 per month, or have a combination of both. You just need to prove basically that you have more than $24,500. Now, there are some limitations to that. So, the retirement visa is only valid for a year. You need to renew it every single year. On the first year, you're not allowed to leave and re-enter the country, or you have to ask for a re-entry permit. Although residents of Canada and the United States are usually capable of getting a 5-year retirement visa instead. Healthcare is also a really big variable to take in. You will need your own private insurance, but it's still usually a lot cheaper than what you would pay for a healthcare system in the United States. Obviously not Canada because it's free, but yeah. Honestly, the Thai culture is amazing. I remember I felt extremely safe. There's a lot to do. The city is really vibrant. The people are nice. Don't get me started on the food. Food is absolutely amazing. Only like cons that I would say is that it's really far. Like if I know myself, I can't afford to retire in Canada. So obviously I'm looking at options and I'm sharing all of that with you guys.
All right, I'm gonna pause that right there. Okay, so this is why I bring this up. All right, it's really hard. It's not expensive. She said you need $2,000 a month.
Oh,
right?
okay. I thought you said 24,000 in the bank.
No, she need or you need $2,000 a month or $24,000 in the bank.
Right.
Or
yeah.
Okay, so if you get $2,000 a month, if you have can prove an income of $2,000 a month, you're good.
Right.
All right, and that's usually people with pensions.
Right.
All right.
But the thing of it is
so,
a lot of people are looking to go to places that's really cheaper than the United States. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
this
to live there is cheaper than the United States. We're just talking about to get the visa.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're talking about to get the residence visa, so you could go there and live there with a 5-year visa. You see what I mean?
See, now when I went to Argentina, I got a visa. It was a permanent resident visa, which is different.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. That's what we're talking about here. So we're talking about in two places: the permanent residence visa in Nicaragua, which is $600, but in Thailand is $2,000 pension, or $24,000 that you put in one of their banks.
Right. No, but what I'm trying to say is that visa in Thailand, you have to renew it every 5 years.
Right.
In Argentina, once you become a permanent resident, you're a permanent resident.
True that. Now, hold on. The other place that is mentioned, and I didn't put it up here for right now, is here in Colombia, and she mentioned Medellin because of the nightlife, right? But I would really recommend that if you're going to stay somewhere in Colombia, not Medellin. If your Spanish is good enough to get by, I would stay in Cartagena. Not Cartagena, here in Barranquilla. And the reason why I would pick and I'm gonna get into this in detail about the different places here in Colombia. The reason why I picked her is because these are places that she's been to, and if you notice when she's talking about the stuff, she's talking about her experience as far like the food and stuff. So she's actually been here as a part of this thing, and then and so she's looking at all these things. So when she comes up with this, now I'm going to do the one for Colombia, all right, and simply because I'm looking at here in Barranquilla. I've seen an accident today. Okay, and by the mall, and these things happen. And this is what I can tell you from the accident that I saw. There is no insurance. I mean, they might have insurance. Somebody might have insurance, but there is no insurance required. In other words, you get into an accident and hit somebody, y'all are paying for the damages.
Right.
Okay, you're paying for your own damages.
And there is no insurance, period.
No, they got insurance. It's not mandatory.
Right, but if you have insurance, your insurance will pay for it if you have it.
Right. Yeah, I would have insurance here.
Right.
I've seen the way they drive. I'll drive in Brazil without insurance. I won't drive here without insurance.
Right.
Okay. And so that's basically it. So if you're here in Colombia and you get stuck out somewhere, right? The best, you can fly to Bogota and go to the embassy in Bogota, or you can go to the embassy here in Barranquilla. All right. Bogota is the main consulate. I would go to a consulate, right? So Bogota is the main consulate, but there's one here in Barranquilla, and it might be quicker here in Barranquilla than in Bogota. All right. And so like me, I need a new passport book because my passport book, it got some issues.
And you got the fat one too.
Yeah. And I'm out of space. Let me see. Look, I'm done.
We got to get a new name for Passport Bros. We ought to call ourselves the traveling men.
Or Brothers of the Exodus.
Yeah, you know the song Traveling Man? Yeah. Brothers yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I really believe. All of this is building up towards the Exodus.
Exactly. That's why I'm referring to us as the Brothers of the Exodus. I see it. I see spiritual connotations here. All right.
Right.
Crypto Dynasty. All right. And so this is why I put this up here, because when she spoke of Thailand and the Caucasian dude, there is much love for the brothers in Thailand, and because what we like is different from what everybody else like.
Yeah, and we're not getting in nobody's way.
Yeah, we're not getting in nobody's way. And this is what people it seems a lot of black folks don't pay attention to geopolitics. With BRICS coming expansion, maybe 20 more countries and their currency will launch next month. The de-dollarization, right? And so the Biden really effed things up so bad. And this dude really effed things up. And people don't understand the implications of what he did was to cover up what him and his son was doing in Ukraine before he became president. That's what all this is about. All of this. They should have just investigated the laptop and just waited 4 more years and picked another Democrat. All right. But no, all this stuff that's happening now is a result of a cover-up. And they could do it easily because the people that been brainwashed so approve of it. They like that they own all of the media. All right. And even the thing is, people like Donald Trump was a Democrat until he ran Republican, and then they was like he's the worst thing since Satan. And then Tucker Carlson, he got fired. He's suing Fox, right? He got fired when he started to realize that the news is a bunch of liars, not just on MSNBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, Fox too, right?
Yeah.
He was like he believed in he was one of them people that believed in journalism, white privilege. Like we must be right because we are honorable. And then he started to wake up and say, no, we aren't honorable. And that bothered. And so he starts speaking to all this lot of stuff on Fox, right? I used to not be able to stand that dude. But then I watched his growth into awareness that even as and he had the highest show on Fox. Fox is going to be irrelevant. But see, some tells me that they probably going to want all media to be irrelevant. Fox has nobody left but talking heads.
Yeah,
Period.
and it's really pretty much just about over. It's like this. I was really thinking that this is the Exodus, but I thought that we would wound up leaving with black women, but
no,
that's not what the Most High wants.
Hold it. It's never. Hold on. Every time the Most High wants us to leave, he don't address the women. He addresses the men. Understand this, brothers. If you look in, every time somebody left something, it was the man that the Most High talked to. Let my people go. All right. The men go to their father's house, kill the lamb, make the mark on the door. Right?
Right.
Only one time in scripture where and men delivered the message to her where the linchpin was the woman. And so this is how it works. The Most High looked for his people through the men, through the seed maker. All right. Then the men brings those who are with him. That's why he doesn't count the women. That's why he doesn't count the children. Because the man will count them. So if you're with the men who know to go, right, then you're going to go with that man. If you don't need no man, you're going to be dust. Because the Most High only deals with men. When these women say, and God talked to me, I'm like, you're a liar.
Right.
Because he don't talk to the women. The relationship is between him and the seed maker, and then the man talks to the woman that's with him, because he said to the woman that the man shall rule over thee. So he don't talk to them. And so when he goes to save the home of the man. What's up, Rasan? He goes to save the home catch. There was only one circumstance where he saved the woman, and this to tell you how you look. Rahab, the woman, that that saved the spies for Joshua, right? And they said, well, we will save you. And she said, what about my family? He said, we're only saving those that are in your house. This is what they told her, right? And so if you want your family saved, tell the one, whoever you want saved need to be up in this house. And those are the only ones that's going to be saved.
You need to be up in the house when your ride gets here.
You need to be here. You know, if you who ain't here, that's they dying with every single other individual that's dying. So that's it. So that's how the Most High works, right? So the Most High is not going to. The Most High will never work through a single woman. I don't care, pastor, apostle, so and so and so and so. He don't talk through them. They say that is because they get their authority from some man and from the religion of men, and because people are so brainwashed that they don't read and they don't understand that all this mess that they're doing is nothing. They don't study anything. All right.
Yeah. So we talked about this about 6 months ago, and I told you, I said, don't you think this is probably the Exodus? Because I just feel like it's coming now.
Remember, I kept calling this the Exodus. Remember my first video way back years ago? I was like, this is the Exodus. And I said it was Exodus, right? And so by Exodus, I was like that men are leaving to stay gone. They're leaving
now, I have
to
a
not
question
want any.
for you. I have a question for you. You see a lot of people going to the Philippines. What do you think? Because it's mighty funny how the United States is building up several bases in the Philippines. Is that actually the place you want to be?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yes. For the moment, but see, the Philippines is just a jump off for Thailand.
Right.
I mean, that's the other reason. Because people, even the Filipinos, go back and forth between the Philippines and Thailand.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me explain something. Okay, so this is the main channel. This is turned into the main channel. The other channels are under attack, and they are under attack by dudes that's trying to keep, and other black dudes that's trying to keep brothers like me silent so that they can have our shine. So they've been stealing my content. There's a brother, Rasan, you've been letting me know. All right, they've been stealing my content, this, that, and the other. And then on the other hand, they tried to have me disappeared from YouTube so that it looks like they came up with all of these things that they're talking about when they haven't.
Right.
Okay.
And you saw the big. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Let me read this. He says a lot of these dudes married to these women in the U.S. feel trapped and scared of their women divorcing them. I've noticed a lot lately, not broke dudes, I'm talking about either, a lot of women homeless now. This is what I'm saying. In the hotel I was staying at, you had a lot of homeless women living check to check in these hotels and stuff, and they're going to school out of these hotels. All right, and they're single mothers. Ain't no man helping them.
Yeah.
All right, and so and then I met one that was trying to holler at me, and I know she was, because she came out of the blue at after 5 with some short shorts on and this, that, and the other. And I know she was trying to get away in, but I was on my way somewhere. All right. And I'm not giving her more attention. But she was like, yeah, you know where I could get a job? And I said, I know some places and stuff like that. And I said that. I said, but the first you're gonna have to take when you go in for the interview, you might want to take all that stuff off your face. You know, the
Give me a
nose
minute. I'll be
rings,
right back.
the nose rings, the earrings, and all the rest of that stuff. And here's the thing: a lot of these women ain't taking that stuff, right? And that's what she said. And I said, who you going to work for? All right. And if you're trying to holler at me, you're gonna have to take all that stuff off anyway.
Yeah.
I see a lot of these. Oh man, Venezuela. One of the things that I recognized here is, y'all remember the woman by the pool, right? A lot of the women that I was the closest to, that I had just a really good relationship with here in Colombia, weren't Colombians. They were Venezuelans. I was like, wow, isn't that? I was like, yeah. And so there was a woman that got back in touch with me on WhatsApp. She's back in Venezuela, right? And I was talking to her at one time, right? I was talking to her at one time, and I found out today that she was from Venezuela. I was like, I didn't know you was from Venezuela. Yeah, I'm up here thinking she's Colombian. So let that sink in.
How's Venezuela now?
I don't know. I've never been to Venezuela, but all the Venezuelan women seem to be up here in Colombia.
Yeah. Huh.
Listen to this. Sun Tzu said, an evil man will burn his own nation to the ground to rule over the ashes.
That's Biden.
And that's what we're dealing. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with evil here in the US.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame.
Yep. Venezuela could be a good spot too. It's just a lot of turmoil with the government and stuff, and we're the ones that's effing that place up.
Yeah.
All right. So as long as the US have our hooks and stuff, that's not going to be a good look for us.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, and Rasan is right, and this is what I was talking about. The consulate, we don't have a consulate in Venezuela. Now you can go through there, but I wouldn't go like only like Ace goes to Venezuela a lot, but he has it's like I come here a lot. I have people here, right? And so he has people there. Right. And so some of these places you can go into if you have people there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Terrell? All right. So, Terrell, let me say this. So this is going to be the main channel. So, brothers, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I would recommend that you subscribe right now to this channel. This is the main channel because the other two are under attack. And of course, my PayPal and Cash App are going to be in the description box for those who like to help out the channel do what we do. All right.
Now I heard in the Philippines they don't accept Cash App.
That could be true because in Brazil they don't either.
Now, if you have Cash App here, can you use it over there?
Well, here's the thing. Cash App, my Cash App is registered in the United States, so I can use it anywhere, but I'm not using it as a Colombiano. I'm not using it as a Filipino.
Right.
Filipino will Western Union the mess out of you, right? So they get money, but they get dues to Western Union money to them all the time. So yeah, they never let Cash App stop them.
Yeah.
Mexicans and Colombians right now. Most Venezuelans come here were lawyers and doctors and engineers before coming here.
Yeah, when I lived in Miami is when the Philippines started really going bad. That was like 13 years ago. And then I knew a chick from Venezuela. She was gorgeous. She was telling me it was just going, it was going bad, especially if you had some money. If you was like a lawyer or a doctor, they were driving cabs, taxi cabs.
Yeah, and yeah, the U.S. is who hurt the Venezuela. So so yeah,
If Venezuela get in BRICS, it'll be all over because they got oil.
Yes, I was looking at that. Yes, so yeah, that's something to see right there. What's going to happen between Venezuela and BRICS, right?
Yeah.
And stuff. And like I said, this administration has really, and there's a couple of court cases. There's a couple of court cases wanting to do criminal charges against Biden now. But I'm like, F it, it's too late.
Yeah, it can't fix this.
It's too late. The stuff about the elections, the stuff about y'all should have been investigated that. Y'all should have been had the evidence come out in court. No, you didn't do it, right? And so now you got all this stuff. The whole system needs to crash because the people running this system didn't do their job.
Right.
Period.
Right.
None of them. None of the courts. And then you made people look bad that wanted the truth, making people think that they wanted it only because they were part of the Republican Party. And half the people that wanted the truth weren't a part of any problem. Most of them were libertarians.
Right.
You're right. And so now you know alienated everybody. You know, effed up the entire world, and the big money grab that the billionaires thought they were going to get, they'll never be able to walk outside.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the billionaires thought they were going, where they thought they was going to live. You know.
With the CBDC, Venmo, PayPal won't disappear.
Yeah.
PayPal won't disappear.
PayPal gets control.
The PayPal
they can
won't
shut
disappear.
down your account.
Right. PayPal won't disappear because it's tied to too much. Right. And everybody, if CBDC come in, people won't buy anything that has that CBDC. Right.
I think Bitcoin would come back quick if they did that.
And so basically, with the CBDC in, their problem is no one trusts them. No one trusts this government to do anything anymore. They lied to us about every single thing and then banned us because we wanted to know what the truth was, right? So thanks to YouTube, thanks to Google and all the rest of that, right? The YouTube turned out to be the biggest liars. And now that Facebook is being sued, right? They're saying, well, their fact checkers don't check facts. It's about opinions. All right, but the same.
Are they suing Facebook?
Oh yeah, because the fact checkers said that this one dude who was putting out real facts, they sullied his name, and now Facebook know they effed up because he was a subject matter expert more than the so-called fact checkers, and the fact checkers were lying. All right,
Wow.
but the Facebook is now coming back. Well, our fact checkers are not really fact checkers. Then how are you called fact checkers? Why are you banning people for stuff if it's their only opinions? If they're giving their
Right.
opinions, then why do their opinions have more weight over my opinion? All right,
Right.
yeah, that's a slippery slope that Facebook is going down to, giving themselves legal cover. But I don't think I think the judge is going to look at it. No, um, no, we just not going to let that fly. You said it's fact checking. You're checking facts, and this is why it's wrong, and this, that, and the other. No, so we're waiting to see what the judge is going to say. And these are the same fact checker that YouTube uses.
Wow. Huh.
Right? And people don't understand they will lose their rights, right? It's funny, everything they accuse Donald Trump, Donald Trump will do. We can now see Alzheimer Joe is doing it right now. In other words, they blame Donald. They said Donald Trump for taking away and they allowed their freedoms to be taken away by this guy, even the freedom to pay for stuff in cash. And then in France, in hold on, let me see, the euro. In one of the countries in one of the countries in Europe, they can't pay somebody more than 1,000 euros. If they do, they can go to jail in cash. You cannot have more than 1,000. This is about control. It has nothing to do with money. They want to control people. Now, in the United States, that's a threat. That's a pew pew's threat, right? And so, like I said, there's a level of malicious wickedness that is going on in this world, dealing with the United States and these European countries, that it is beyond repair. And who gives a damn if I get shut down on YouTube?
And what about Twitter?
And Twitter would be okay, but like say YouTube shuts. You know what? And people are tired, and so when you shut us down enough and take away dialogue, you know what happens then?
Yeah, once the dialogue stops,
it's a hot war. No longer a cold war. It's a hot one. Once the dialogue stops.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
And so basically, and then the first people you go after is the propagandists that took away your voice.
Yeah.
I mean, and people are not saying it. And for us, there is no side. Really, for the Afro man, there is no side. And that's why I truly think that this passport movement, this, that, and the other, is the great exodus for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And we can leave without women because we won't have all that weight.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So you see some of the women are coming. Some of them women are coming on YouTube saying, Italian men or European men, why don't you come and get us? We want you. Why don't you? They begging for men to come and take them away.
Except no one's coming. You saw you remember the video I put up with the white dude was saying? He said we don't want them loudmouth women that destroyed their own communities and men that took the lives of the children in their womb. We don't want that.
Yeah.
And they say we don't want our women when they do it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. And
Now,
so,
our women are the main ones fighting for abortion rights.
right. And we're like, let them have them. Right. But dudes aren't going to try to be with them, get with them. And as stuff hit the fan, dudes aren't going to try to save them either.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to Ling Ling, um, Juanita, and
Maria.
And Maria. And that's who we're going to
Mhm.
save.
Yeah.
All right. And so
it ain't even worth it to go to Africa.
Well, here's the
Because
thing. Africa.
a lot of our women went to Africa and started bringing that stuff over there.
And when Africa, and now Africa is bad for them being there, and they're talking about coming back to the United States, right? And the other thing they're finding out is you going to Africa thinking that you're going to get them African men, and they're not going to want you. They're going to want the woman of their culture.
Yeah.
All right, because they know what it is. They're going to expect the woman's family to intervene in an argument for what's right. But the thing is, with you as a BW coming over there, you don't have no extended family telling you to act right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and so they're like, you're never going to act right because you're independent. I don't need no man, woman.
What they don't understand is when you go to a foreign country, you're a guest in that country, and they think that they're going to go over there and change things and make it better. But no, when you go to a country, the country changes you. You don't change the country.
Exactly. That's what's supposed to happen, but not when you're taking toxicity there.
Right.
And so they thought this was going to be easy. Right. And so and brothers aren't going to we're smart enough not to know that Africa is not the place.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And men outside the West don't want modern Western women because the men in the modern Western society don't want them either.
Yeah.
All right. And like that dude said, well, y'all go and get with the big women in them other countries. Right, because it was never about their looks. It was about the quality of their femininity, the quality of how easy is it for us to live together.
Right. Yeah, those people are always D watching. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's backfiring on them. So right now I'm going to the embassy again tomorrow. I gotta go 8 in the morning. So I will holler at you all later.
It was great talking to you. It was great talking to you.
Yeah. So while I'm here in Colombia, I will be doing more of these because I have infrastructure here at these hotels that I don't have in Houston. Go let that sink in. Or San Antonio, let that sink in. Or Dallas, let that sink in.
Wow.
All right.
Well, this is a lot of good information. A lot of really good information, man. Thank you for doing this.
Well, we're crossing that threshold. I already gave y'all in the first couple of videos on this channel why we need to exodus, and now it's the how and the ins and outs to house and what things are going to look like. And so I'm gonna have some footage for you of a lot of things here in Colombia.
Right. Okay.
All right. Okay. And so we're gonna we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you. I have some things.
So you're gonna have some footage on what the actual costs are for day-to-day living and the rent or to buy a house. Can you buy a house there?
This is something I could find out because I talk to the people. Let me put it to you this way. When I go into a place now, everybody wants to talk to me and people start working and I leave so they can get back to work.
Right. Right.
Okay. And so, and I guess it's for right now, it's like that because I've been gone for a minute and everybody's glad to see me, but I'm glad to see them. And these are places where, I show up and I'm hugging all the doormen and stuff like that. And be like, who the hell is he? And so, and then I just walk back into the kitchen and like say hey to everybody and stuff like that and stuff.
Yeah.
But I know I got to get back to work and stuff. So but things are such that I could sit down with somebody and have this conversation. All right. And have that be a thing. All right. So it is a conversation. It's a conversation that
it's
I can have.
great work, man. Because these are the solutions right here. Actually, great work. These are the solutions. Because it's about that time to leave to find a permanent home.
Right, and so it is what it is, right? And so we don't have to put up with the mess anymore, and we won't have them to take. And we could start new, better families elsewhere.
Yeah.
All right. And with our and remember, culture comes from us.
Yeah.
Right. And so and culture comes from us is because we share our culture, but learn other people's stuff too. But remember, when we go somewhere or for what we've done, people are copying our culture, our dance, the way we do things. And so we got to understand that. And so we when we go, we take us with us.
Right. I learned that when I moved to Argentina. I learned that there. We take us with us in our suitcases.
Right.
And the thing you want to do is take the best version of yourself.
Right. Right.
Well, anyway,
so,
I'm gonna let you go. Thanks a lot, man. Great talking to you. And
all right, y'all.
I want to say bye to everybody in the chat.
Okay, so if you'd like to help this channel out, again, my Cash App and PayPal me will be in the description box. My emails will be there. This will be the new channel, so subscribe to it and share the video once it gets done doing what it do, and with the people in your groups and stuff, in the groups that don't have a bunch of traitors in it. All right. So with
I
that
shared
said,
it before I came on. Yeah.
Yeah,
I shared
because we got
the video
for our
before I
group.
came on. Yeah.
Thanks, bro. All
All right. Take care.
All right. So I'll holler at y'all later, people. Peace.